On today's episode, is Red Bull under doubts of funding after passing of Mateschitz? Red Bull agrees with the FIA over the 2021 F1 budget cap breach, and Mercedes is sharing some insights about its 2023 F1 car. So, let's get going. The Red Bull Formula One team was going through a traumatic time after the passing of its owner, Dietrich Mateschitz. Since then, there are reports flying all around the internet questioning the long-term funding security of Red Bull and its sister team, AlphaTauri. Why has Red Bull fallen to this position? Is this a real problem to the team? And why is this sort of doubts coming up about a very large organization of the size of Red Bull? There is one big reason for this. Long-time Formula One followers know that Mercedes-AMG F1 team is owned by three parties equally, the three parties being Daimler AG, Toto Wolff, and Ineos, each acquiring a share percentage of 33% in the F1 team. So, in the case of one shareholder being passing, the other two are able to carry on the business. But Red Bull Racing and its subsidiaries were all owned by one single person, Dietrich Mateschitz. Christian Horner, or the guru car designer, Adrian Newey, owns nothing of the racing team. The future of the racing team is questioned due to this particular reason. Some Formula One observers believe that the Red Bull-Porsche deal was in talks to provide security to the Milton Keynes base team, as it was known that Mateschitz was extremely unwell. When media asked Christian Horner about this, he revealed that his old boss has made all the needed arrangements for the long-term security of the Red Bull and AlphaTauri teams without the Porsche deal in place. The future is set, reveals Horner. Hayes put in place a very strong foundation for the future, and within 2026 Red Bull becoming a power unit manufacturer, that was the missing piece of our jigsaw, and he had the vision to enable that to happen. And just as we've done with the chassis, we will take that same spirit, his spirit, into the future engine company. Late, Mr. Mateschitz has created a motorsports foundation with exact details still not revealed, to continue the passion of the Austrian to keep Red Bull and AlphaTauri secured on the long term of F1. He set that vision, adds Horner, and he was involved right up until last week. He had the vision for and endorsed the plan for Red Bull powertrains to set the team up for the future, for the long term, and the commitment that he's shown to that and what he's enabled us to create in Milton Keynes puts Red Bull Racing in a very strong position for many, many years to come. The Red Bull Formula One team has agreed terms with the FIA for an accepted breach agreement regarding its 2021 cost cap overspend. Details of the agreement and Red Bull's penalty for it will be communicated on Friday before practice for the Mexican Grand Prix begins. The FIA announced earlier this month that Red Bull had committed both minor and procedural breaches of the cap. It was revealed ahead of the United States GP that the governing body had proposed an accepted breach agreement in this case, but discussions with Red Bull over it were paused following the death of company co-founder Dietrich Mateschitz. An accepted breach agreement allows the cost cap administration body to make an agreement with the team involved in which the team acknowledges it has broken the cost cap rules but potentially receives lesser penalties than might have been the case had it gone into the formal cost cap adjudication process. It's effectively the equivalent of a plea bargain being struck to avoid a case going to a trial stage. Entering into an accepted breach agreement means more severe penalties such as points deductions or reductions in future budget cap amounts are off the table. World champion Max Verstappen said Red Bull was still surprised by what the FIA had judged was a breach. "It's just a bit frustrating," he replied. "From our side we feel like we are not wrong. Just some things are taken into the budget cap which are very unexpected, but we'll have to deal with it. It's not up to me to decide what's right." It is understood that the penalty now will involve a reduction in aero testing heading into 2023. As constructors champion, the team will already have less wind tunnel time and CFD usage than any of its rivals under the aero testing restriction regulations. For Red Bull, the matters that were under debate are believed to include catering at the factory and feeding employees who were not under the cap, sick pay and redundancy issues, and how to deal with leftover spare parts at the end of the 2021 season and their allocation to the Heritage Department. It's believed that there may also be a tax issue. Mercedes will undergo a change in 2023 as they look to seize their constructors' crown back from Red Bull after losing it in 2022. Mercedes boss Toto Wolff has admitted the team will change the DNA of its 2023 Formula One car after losing the 2022 titles to Red Bull. The Silver Arrows period as constructors' champion stretching back to 2014 was ended at the United States Grand Prix, as Red Bull clinched their first since 2013 in a trying season for the octuple winners. They are still yet to record a race win in 2022, with just 3 opportunities left to win with the W13 and thus avoid a first winless season since 2011 and the first ever of Lewis Hamilton's career. But attention is now firmly on the 2023 car after a final upgrade package at Austin, where Hamilton led with just 6 laps to go before being passed by Max Verstappen. Despite Mercedes utilizing a unique zero-side pod design in 2022, Wolff is adamant that it is not the cause of the team's slump in performance, instead insisting a design choice in October 2021 with the floor was the root cause. "I think the DNA of the car is going to change for next year, that is clear," he told media. "It doesn't necessarily mean that the bodywork is going to look very different, but certainly what is part of the DNA of the car, the architecture will change for next year." What Toto is trying to mean by the DNA of the car includes the suspension, packaging, and other internals which are affecting the car's external performance. One advantage Mercedes will have in 2023 is more wind tunnel time than Red Bull, as per the sliding scale based on championship positions. Those who finish lower in the standings get more wind tunnel development time, something that helped Red Bull against the team over the technical rule changes between 2021 and 2022. It is something that Wolff calls a significant disadvantage. "In all of 2021 we were the leading team and then we won the Constructors' Championship," he explained. "So for half of 2022, we had 7% less wind tunnel time throughout these 18 months to Red Bull and much less than Ferrari. Now it will be the other way around. We're going to have 14% more as we finish third, so that over time is exactly what the regulations were designed to do and should give us some potential to eke back some of the advantage that Red Bull and Ferrari have." Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. That is so important to get our content out to more people. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one.